Just get out of the frame.
Welcome back, my friends, to the Lo-Fi Lounge. I'm Chris LeRoy. We got films, we got music, we got interviews, and everything starts right now. Every new album is always the best thing you ever did. But in this case, it's pretty true. I think the songs are mature. What's great about this album is pretty much every song are band ensemble. It's us playing live to get that feel. And this group, this version of The Dangers, Ralph Torres on keyboards, Mike Geegan on guitar, Matt Wyckoff on bass, Mad Brad Vaughn on drums. We've been a group together for quite a while now, and our sound is matured and broadened, and it all pays off in this music. Very positive in this course of From All Rivers Collide to Land of Opportunity to Dreamtime to whatever this album's called. What's it called again? Why We Long to Stay is this arc of music that is more angst to music where there's a sense of hope. It kind of sounds like a Dylan song. I just love the feel, the closeness that he had in the song, and just started messing with those chords. And that phrase, why I long to stay, or why we long to stay, came forward. As the album evolved, there were two songs that seemed like they were contenders for the album title. One was called Every Day is Borrowed Time. Now that's a good title, but it's a different kind of feeling. Where there's a kind of a desperation in it. But that album isn't like that. The album's more upbeat and more positive. So Why I Long to Stay ends up being the theme song that kind of runs through the whole course of the album. And I just like the title, and I messed with it. If you ever watch my Facebook page, there's always a million different covers I do during the year. And I shift in and out. and I change my mind, and I find pictures, and I see things, and I try to incorporate it. Finally, I went out in my backyard, and I was just looking up into the sky, and there was a bougainvillea there, and I took a picture through the flowers, and there's a cloud, and I go, that's pretty much it. Kind of explains what I want to talk about. And so that went through many iterations, but now it's the album cover, and it's the theme of the album, and I'll play a little bit for you now. Walked out in the rain, try to understand the pain and how I can remain. Across the garden sky, I saw a bluebird sweeping by along the dark terrain. Talk about everything. This is why I long to stay. Long to stay. This is why I long to stay.
Former Colton resident Jim Messina is primarily known for his membership in such groups as Buffalo Springfield, Poco, and Loggins and Messina. But his musical career began right here in the Inland Empire. Messina's first musical influence was his father, Joe Messina. Jim says of his dad, "My father was a musician, a great player, much better than I am, and I was so inspired watching him play that I just had to do that." The second big musical influence on Jim Messina was surf guitar legend Dick Dale and his Fender Stratocaster guitar. Messina saw a number of Dick Dale's Inland Empire concerts in the early 1960s and walked away mesmerized. It was the overwhelming sound produced by Dale's Fender Stratocaster guitar and Fender amplifier setup that impressed the young musician. Messina reminisced about those days, saying, "I'd go to Dick Dale concerts and watch him play, and he was really the first one who had the machine gun sounding guitar, and I had to have one." So it was to Messina's great disappointment that when his mother bought him his first electric guitar, it was a Gretsch solid-body guitar with 2 pickups and not a Fender Strat. One day Messina was in an LA pawn shop and he saw a beat-up Stratocaster on display. The pawn shop dealer offered the Strat to Messina if he would trade in his Gretsch and throw in an extra $100. Messina accepted the deal and took his guitar home. Feeling bad that he traded in a new guitar for a beat-up Stratocaster, he decided he had to clean it up before showing it to his mother. So the first thing he did was to get a new paint job. Having no other choice, he took the guitar to a local Earl Scheib dealer and asked them if they would paint it. They told him they could do it for the regular price of painting a car. And so for $29.95, they painted the guitar a shiny pearlescent white, just like Dick Dale's guitar. Messina was now ready to conquer the music world. The Messina family moved to Colton in 1962, and that summer he formed his first Inland Empire band, the Boutonniers. This band's first regular gig was at the pool house of the Grand Terrace Country Club, where the parents sipped martinis while the Boutonniers played for free Shirley Temples. This band eventually evolved into the Pendletons, seen here performing at a Catholic youth organization Christmas dance in the parish hall of the Immaculate Conception Church in Colton. There was some discord in this band, so some of the members split to form the Hysterics, and Messina assembled his third Colton band, the Jesters. The band became regulars on the local CYO high school dance Battle of the Bands circuit. Here are a number of photos taken while Jim Messina and his Jesters played Colton High School dances in the school's ancient Macintosh gymnasium. As you might expect, the gym's acoustics were horrific, but the dancers didn't seem to mind. When the students danced on the gym floor, they had to remove their street shoes so as not to scratch up the basketball floor. So it literally was a sock hop. The All-Stars were a one-time supergroup made up of Colton High School rock musicians. Jim Messina and two of his Jesters were members of this band when they played a school talent assembly. In March 1964, the band signed up for a play-a-thon concert at Pacific Ocean Park in Santa Monica. The point was to play a marathon concert and attempt to break a record for consecutive hours playing. 3 to 5 of the Jesters played in shifts, while the others averaged 4 hours of sleep. The biggest danger to the band was when an 80-mile-per-hour ocean gust blew down the bandstand. No one was injured, and the contest continued. The Jesters eventually played for 100 consecutive hours, and it was declared that they had set a new record. The band's next achievement was an album that was released in 1964, The Dragster. It appeared on the Audio Fidelity label. The recording of this LP led to Jim Messina making some important connections that were to serve him well in the future. Meanwhile, Jim Messina graduated from Colton High School in June 1965, and he was now able to concentrate full-time on his music career. Part 2 of the Jim Messina story discusses his escape from Colton and into the LA music scene of the 60s and 70s.
No, just get out of the frame.
She's cock and Russian, election
Thank you very much.